Hey everyone, I'm Tia and I'm the Associate Pastor of 4th and 5th grade here on our Normal campus. Thanks for joining us online today. Would you do us a favor and click the red subscribe button? By doing so, our videos will show up in your feed, and the more subscribers we have, the more our channel will be recommended to others. Thanks for joining us. Have a good service.
Hey Eastview kids! Today we are wrapping up our series called Life with Jesus. We are learning a lot about how Jesus wants us to live. But before we jump in, let's start our time together by singing this song.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like an ocean. I've got peace, love, and joy like an ocean. I've got peace, love, and joy like an ocean in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like an ocean. I've got peace, love, and joy like an ocean. I've got peace, love, and joy like an ocean in my soul. I've got peace, love, joy like a fountain. I've got peace, love, and joy like a fountain. I've got peace, love, and joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like a fountain. I've got peace, love, and joy like a fountain. I've got peace, love, and joy like a fountain in my soul.
Today, Jesus shares with us what life is like when we are built on rock and when we are built on sand. I wonder what Jesus means. Let's jump in and check it out.
Welcome to the islands. Some islands are good for beaches, some for surfing, and some for exploring. But watch out, the volcano has been rumbling today. Our time here on the islands is going to be all about life with Jesus and what it means to follow him.
When you follow Jesus, you begin to see what God's kingdom is like here on earth. Jesus tells us all about it in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 7, the Sermon on the Mount. In today's lesson, Jesus teaches us about being wise and about being foolish. Take a look.
Before we go any further, you need to know that today's story is part of a much bigger story. And if this is the beginning of time, and this is right now, and this is when Jesus was on earth, today's story happens right about here. Our friend is going to tell you all about our lesson today.
Hey friends, today we're coming to the end of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. For the past 6 weeks, we've learned what it means to live the way Jesus wants us to live. And when we do that, we make a difference in the world and show the world what God's kingdom is like here on earth. But it's not enough just to know what God teaches. We have to follow it. Now remember, Jesus is still teaching on the mountainside, talking to a huge group of people. He's telling them that just because you say you are a follower of Jesus, it doesn't make you a follower of Jesus. Your actions have to match your words. So people should know you are a follower of Jesus, not just because of what you say, but because of the things you do. Now, let's listen as our friends read the words of Jesus.
So then everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man. He builds his house on the rock. The rain comes down, the water rises, the winds blow and beat against that house. But it does not fall. It is built on the rock.
But everyone who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man. He builds his house on sand. The rain comes down, the water rises, the wind blows and beats against that house, and it falls with a loud crash.
So the first story that Jesus tells us is about a man who builds his house on a rock. Think about what a rock is and what it feels like. It's very strong and sturdy, isn't it? Jesus is like a rock. When we have Jesus in our lives, it is like we are standing on a rock. It's firm, it's solid. So when life gets hard, we aren't going to fall down. The second part of this story is about a man who built his house on the sand. Well, what's sand like? It's kind of like squishy and it moves when you walk on it, right? The world is like sand. When we build our lives on whatever we want or whatever the world wants, it is like standing on sand. So when life gets hard, we fall down because the sand can't hold us up. So to be like the wise builder, we need to build our lives on Jesus and nothing else. But how do we do this? Well, remember, Jesus said that the wise man is like someone who hears my words and puts them into practice. This means someone who hears his words and does what it says again and again. Think of it like this. Life with Jesus means you not only know his teachings, but you follow them. It's like following a compass. Doing what Jesus says will always lead us the right way. Today's big idea, live his way. Well, it's time to head back down to the beach and catch some waves.
Hey dudes, time to stand up, grab your board, and hang 10. Ready for some awesome waves? Let's go! Awesome ride! Now, sit back down.
Today's lesson teaches us that when we follow Jesus, not only do we know his teachings, but we also follow them. We live his way. Uh-oh, I think Volcano Island is going to explode. Romans 12:2. Don't live the way this world lives. Let your way of thinking be completely changed. Then you will be able to test what God wants for you. Say it again with me. Romans 12:2. Don't live the way this world lives. Let your way of thinking be completely changed. Then you will be able to test what God wants for you.
Hey friends, we're finishing up our nature hike on the island. You know, some of my best time with God happens when I'm spending time with him in his creation. It helps my faith get stronger. Asking questions is another great way to make your faith stronger. Let's check out one more question. How can I pray around people that don't know God? Great question, and a great opportunity to shine your light for God. When I'm around people who don't know Jesus, I still pray, but I tell them what I'm doing. One time, we had a friend over for dinner. I told him that I wanted to thank God for the food that he gave us to eat. And when we prayed, my friend was very kind, and we got to talk to him more about our faith in Jesus. So, if you bow your head at lunch, or pray before a test or a ball game, and a friend asks you about it, tell them why you're doing it, and then ask them if they ever pray. It might open a great chance to talk to them about Jesus. See ya.
Today's lesson shows us that when we follow Jesus, we do what he says. We live his way. And that's today's big idea, live his way. Thanks for spending time with us here on the islands.
We have learned what it means to live the way Jesus lives. When we live like Jesus wants us to, it makes a difference in the world. When we depend on Jesus, our foundation is like the rock. And when we don't, it's like the sand. So, let Jesus guide your life and put what he says into practice, and he will always lead you the right way. I'm going to leave you with some questions to talk about as a family. Press pause and have a little chat about it. We will see you next time. Bye.